Alright guys, today we are going to talk about herbs. I have been meaning to make this video for a long time, but now the time has finally come. Calendula is not only my favorite herb, but it's actually the first plant that I have ever grown. It kind of started my way for gardening. My main reason that I grow it is because we have a lot of skin issues in our household. So not only is it beautiful, but it helps with our skin. Once the plant is established, I put it on the drying rack, and after it's nice and dry after a few weeks, I put it in an avocado oil or an olive oil jar. After you have it in your jar, you're going to leave it in a dark place, cool dark place, for 5 weeks. Then you'll take it out, strain it, and then you can use it. Comfrey is also a great plant to have in your garden, but you have to be sure to get Bocking 14. It's not invasive, so you can control it and move it when you want to. Comfrey has a taproot, so you don't have to spend a ton of time watering it. You can use it as a fertilizer. You can use it for a comfrey oil or salve for skin irritations, inflammation, burns, aching joints, and you can even just grow it for your animals. Your animals may like a little snack. What we do is we dry the leaves and then we just give it to our rabbits or our chickens. Echinacea is definitely a showstopper, also known as purple coneflower. They are beautiful and they're medicinal. The entire plant can be dried and used. It's great for treating infections, acne, fever, anti-inflammatory, and it enhances your immunity. Making an echinacea tea is very powerful and it's delicious. Add a little bit of honey, stir it up, and it's totally worth it. Bee balm is like having little fireworks in your garden, and they attract so many bumblebees. I love going in the garden when the bee balm is already ready and flowered. Another great tea to make, and it gives off a pretty color in your cup. You infuse it in the tea to relieve any nausea, flatulence, menstrual pain, and insomnia. Pretty much a great tea for any woman. It's my favorite, and I hope you decide to grow this one. It's totally worth it, and it's also beautiful in bouquets. This herb doesn't get much attention, and I have no clue why. We have regular thyme and we have lemon thyme. Other than cooking like your normal steak, it's super medicinal. You can use it for disinfecting wounds and scrapes, relieving upper airways, treating fungal infections, and you can also infuse it as a tea. It has a little zing with it. It's great for digestion issues, and it's super easy to grow. I cut it all the time and move it all over the place in the garden because it's so easy to root. Oregano is another one that's super easy to root. It propagates really well. I'm always cutting it in half and moving it around the yard. It's an edible and it's medicinal. You infuse it as a tea for coughs, stomach issues, nervous headaches, irritability. The smell even makes you even happier. Some people chew the leaves for temporary toothache problems. I haven't done that, but I'm believing what people say. It's an antiseptic and great for swellings. Oregano is super good for chickens too. It's a natural antibiotic, along with thyme. That one's also a natural antibiotic for your chickens. Bee balm, spearmint, chamomile, calendula, garlic. They're all really good for chickens. Go ahead and check more into using your herbs for your animals. You won't regret it. My next herb on the list is lemon balm. Oh my word, it smells so good and it thrives in the garden. Just make sure it has sun. Lemon balm is used for digestive, upset stomachs, stress, headaches, insomnia. You can place the fresh leaves directly on insect bites. You can infuse it as a tea, and you can add that lemony flavor to all sorts of different kinds of tea. I enjoy adding it to things like with a strong flavor like peppermint. Then it gives that perfect little zing at the end. You can add it to a sweet tea during the summer. It's overall a delicious add-in. Okay, y'all, so this next one is tricky. Not a lot of people have great luck with lavender here in Texas. It's hot and sometimes we overwater, but I have found that English lavender is the best variety for where I am. What I do is I mulch extremely well and I rarely water it. Just make sure it has water, but you're not overdoing it. It's the last plant that I water in the garden. Lavender has a ton of uses that I'm sure you've already looked into. You can infuse it as a tea to soothe headaches, you calm nerves. You can use it in infused oils. You can use it for your skin. It's overall a great herb to at least try. English lavender. Try it. Here we are to yarrow, such a beautiful addition to your wildflower garden, and I say that because it's actually native here. I love growing yarrow. Every part of the yarrow plant can be used. You just have to store it in an airtight container after you dried it, up to a year. Yarrow is a great herb to stop bleeding and to add in cold and flu mixes. It's an anti-inflammatory, a diuretic, and it reduces fever. You can chew the leaves fresh to aid with toothaches. You can infuse in teas, and you can make it into a pretty little bouquet with other herbs. I especially love putting it together with lavender. As I mentioned, tea. A lot of these herbs are great for tea. So obviously, I like tea because I mentioned it a whole lot. There are so many mixes you can do for your body and just for taste. I highly encourage you to start adding your herbs in your daily regimen for your tea. It's also a great substitute for coffee. I know you guys love coffee. Hey, give it a try. Did you know that you can infuse your oils? Well, hopefully you did, because I have already told you to infuse some herbs with oils. You can infuse a ton of herbs for oils and they'll last for the longest time. You could even infuse them in vinegars. You can cook with both the oil and the vinegars. Have you ever heard of an oxymel? Well, oxymels have been used for ages for a variety of respiratory and immune system issues, including coughs and mucus. It's extremely easy to make. You just follow the directions. You combine them both, the raw honey and the apple cider vinegar, in a glass jar, and you can keep it for 6 months. I wanted to add this in here to help you guys for when you go into the cold and flu season. Some simple ways to just stay healthy and happy. I have some tips about washing your hands, eliminating sugars. I have some different herbs that you can use to get your immune system up. I really hope that this can come in handy for you. I highly recommend just screenshotting it, or you can email me and I actually can give you these slides for free, of course, so that you can have them on hand and you can share with friends. I wasn't sure if you had an elderberry syrup recipe, so this is just a simple, basic elderberry recipe that I just grabbed offline. 1 teaspoon a day per child, 2 teaspoons a day per adult. Get your immune system going, guys. Herbs are so important. And if you're growing them, why not just use them? We went a whole year of growing all these different herbs and not doing a thing with them until I realized if you're growing them, dry them and be forced to use them. It's worth it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I helped you with herbs, and if you liked it, please give a comment. If you have any questions, please go ahead and comment. I'll be sure to respond to you very soon. Thank you guys, and God bless you.